This feels so wrong, but yet oh so right. Look at me. Now look at the bottom left-hand corner of this team. If you see it, good on you. If you don't see it, well, we're running it weakness policy Incineroar. Fun fact, I literally just sat here like an idiot and recorded the entire intro only to realize that the stop recording got pushed. So there's 3 minutes of my life that I'm never getting back. But anyways, we are going to hit the Series 11 ranked ladder with this weakness policy Incineroar Duskmane Necrozma team. The main idea here is we are going to try to abuse Power Trip on Incineroar. Basically, Power Trip is a dark type physical version of stored power. So for every stat boost Incineroar gains, Power Trip's power goes up by base 20. Basically, it starts off super weak at base 20, but for every stat boost, it gains 20. A weakness policy gives you a +2 in both attack and special attack, so there's +4 right there. That's going to shoot Power Trip up from 20 to 100 right there before factoring in Stab. We have Drain Punch on here because Incineroar is going to be the main Dynamax candidate, and that'll be the main way to increase Incineroar's attack stat even if we don't get our weakness policy off. We have Spectre to self-proc with Bulldoze and provide Will-O-Wisp support. We have Trick Room on both Duskmane Necrozma and Porygon, because if we're using Bulldoze to set off our own weakness policy, why not run slow? We have Rillaboom here for Fake Out support and as well to put some pressure onto opposing Kyogres. We also have Gastrodon on here because Gastrodon's Storm Drain lets it survive Water Spouts and Origin Pulses and Scalds and whatever it does, and keeps Incineroar safe, because otherwise Kyogre steamrolls this entire team. With that said, although this is probably going to be a train wreck, I want to try it more or less for the memes. I have a serious idea for a Duskmane Necrozma team later that will come out, but for now, we're going to jump into the campaign to entertain with this Incineroar team and see what... Okay, we have found our first opponent against Giovanni Jr., so let's see what we can do. They have Venusaur, they have Espeon, they have Zacian, Milotic, Haxorus, and Toxtricity, so unless they have a Sunny Day on Espeon maybe, which I don't know if it even gets that. There's no sun, that's great. We could probably go for Trick Room on here. The nice thing too is while they do have competitive on Milotic, at least I could lead maybe Rillaboom and Incineroar to put some pressure on Milotic. And if they lead Zacian, that's great, because I can also go for get the Intimidate drop into that. That said, I think we'll go Necrozma. No, I think we're going to go Spectre and Incineroar here, because Spectre is going to be faster than Venusaur outside of Sun. We'll bring Necrozma in the back, and honestly, I think Gastrodon might be a good call here to provide some Storm Drain support for Incineroar, so I think that's what we're going to do. We'll see. I kind of want to go just straight for the Bulldoze into Incineroar, but I do have to watch because Venusaur will still outspeed Incineroar. I don't want to take a Sleep Powder. What I could do, depending on what my opponent opts for, I could protect with Incineroar and go for Bulldoze. Nope, they're just going to go Zacian and Espeon. That's fine. So that's not bad. We're going to get the Intimidate right into Zacian. Spectre is Focus Sash, so I'm not terribly worried about that. I should be able to, and I'm saying this very tentatively, I should be able to live a close combat while Dynamaxed, but at the same time, I don't know. Real talk, though, Spectre puts a lot of pressure on Zacian with Will-O-Wisp, so that could be something we could do there. I think I am going to protect this turn. We'll go for Bulldoze. Okay, yeah, I feel a lot more confident in that, because now I can go with Bulldoze a second turn, like next turn, we'll have -2 indization, so in theory that should help Incineroar. It's also going to help Spectrier, all things considered, too. Because what we could do, we could Will-O-Wisp into the Zacian slot, and we can... Yeah... I think we should still Bulldoze. Get the weakness policy off. And I think, all things considered, a Max Flare does not look bad in Zacian. A Max Darkness into Espeon could be good. So I think that's what we're going to do. I think we're going to Max Flare into Zacian here. I doubt my opponent's expecting Max Incineroar here, which is going to be great. We're going to get the weakness policy off. All things considered, too, Incineroar is a natural check to Espeon, because I don't think it gets much outside of Psychic, Ghost, and Fairy coverage. So between the Fire Dark typing, we're neutral to Fairy, we're immune to Psychic. In theory, too, because Necrozma is now at -2, even if they still outspeed Incineroar, I should be able to live with the Intimidate drop. And yeah, that still hurts. There's the Dazzling Gleam, that's fine. We're going to hit Zacian pretty hard here. Getting rid of that is going to be great. We could potentially go Trick Room with Necrozma next turn. Get rid of Zacian. Maybe get rid of Espeon next. I did just give them Sun. So they did bring Venusaur. That's not great, but it's all right. Yeah, I think we can go Necrozma, because even going for Photon Geyser into Venusaur is not terrible. Okay, they got Haxorus, that's fine. I think we'll go Photon Geyser into Haxorus here. Or, no, I think we go Trick Room. And I think we go Max Guard. And the main reason why I'm thinking this is if they have Venusaur, because that's something I really got to watch for, is Venusaur being able to outspeed me and go for a G-Max. I don't think this is going to KO Necrozma, because I'm pretty bulk invested as well. Let's maybe get you away from this green. I think that was just Earthquake, so that should be fine too. Yeah, they're going to bring Espeon right down to like maybe 15-20% of its health. We're going to get Trick Room up now. So at least now we can go for Necrozma. Honestly, I feel like it's safe to Max Darkness here. I think we'll double into the Haxorus slot, because Espeon is... Oh, that's good to know. -1 Incineroar is slower than -2 Espeon. We're going to get rid of Espeon and Haxorus, though. And because Incineroar is at -1, it should be going extremely fast under Trick Room now. So we should be able to Power Trip next turn. My opponent does still have their Dynamax, which is terrifying, but Power Trip should be good. Depending on what it is, we can even Drain Punch. Get some HP back into Incineroar. And that's the other thing, too. We're at +2 attack on top of having Power Trip. So Power Trip's at base 100 before stab, and we're at that +2 attack. That's a nice sweet spot to be at right there. We'll Photon Geyser with Necrozma, and we'll go Power Trip. Not bad for an initial test run of this team. God, this beautiful train wreck. Alright, so they're going to max, that's fine. I think we still have at least 3 turns of Trick Room, so... depending on how slow this Toxtricity is, though, that could be bad. That said, Gastrodon is a lot slower than Toxtricity, so that's our ace in the hole right there. So let's see this power trip. Okay. Not as much as I would have liked. That sucks that Toxtricity is going before Necrozma, but Incineroar hung on. Incineroar did hang on there. We got Paralysis on Necrozma. Oh, and Paralysis on both of them. But at least that means Necrozma's not, or Incineroar's not dying, but that doesn't matter because we get the Photon Geyser. So, that was a thing. Good to know that that Toxtricity was in between these two. And my opponent disconnected as well. So, anyways. Good to know. We got the power trip. Yeah, I would have liked to have seen it do a little bit more damage than what it did, but my opponent was maxed. This Incineroar is also more bulk-based as well. With the idea being, we're going to try to raise our stats and abuse power trip that way. So, on that note, let's look for another match. Okay, we have a new opponent, and it's a Kyogre team. That is really not good for Incineroar, but I digress. That's fine. We have Gastrodon. I also have a Cat Block. Oh, you're fine. You're fine. But I need to be able to see the screen. Okay, so let's see. They've got Regieleki, so I feel like Gastrodon is going to be really nice to bring to this one. Maybe in the back, because they might not necessarily lead Kyogre Torn. Excuse me. But we'll find out. P2 could be good. Landorus is not great for Incineroar, because, you know, power trip. I think maybe Rillaboom Gastrodon? No, maybe, I could bluff the Fake Out. I could. I feel like we lead Rillaboom, though. Maybe bring... maybe we bring Incineroar. No, I think we bring Necrozma. I think we're going to leave Incineroar on the bench today. Or not today, but I think for this one we're going to leave Incineroar on the bench. Yeah, I think that's what's going to have to happen here, unfortunately. The more I look at it, the more I'm like, yeah, this is not good, because I don't have a Sunsetter. Tornado's Venusaur, okay. So, Tailwind is not great. Do I think they have Sunny Day? Yeah, do I think they have Sunny Day here? What I could do is I could fake out... I think I go fake out into Venusaur, and I think I Trick Room. Because if they have Tailwind, Venusaur is getting fast. That's a great way of dealing with Kyogre, at least. And plus, this way, we guarantee that Necrozma is going to be going a lot faster than Venusaur. And we kind of need that. Yeah, there's no max on the Venusaur, which is nice. Photon Geyser is going to be our best friend for this match, I think. I don't think we keep Rillaboom in on Torn. I think maybe we protect Rillaboom this turn, go for a Photon Geyser into Venusaur. Our max options are going to be Gastrodon or Necrozma here, so. And plus, I'd much rather get rid of Venusaur before I have to consider bringing in Gastrodon. They are going to max. Okay. So, let's see. Okay, they're going to max Torn. That's fine with me. I'll live in Airstream, no problem. I'm also going to get this Photon Geyser into Venusaur, so we'll get our Protect with Rillaboom. Do they Protect with Venusaur? They don't. Good. Goodbye, Venusaur. You will not be missed. Yeah. I like that. I like that a lot. We're gonna live this Airstream. That's a disgusting amount of damage to my Rillaboom, but at least we get to live. I think we got a... Yeah, Life Orb Tornadus. Okay. That is interesting. So, Kyogre can protect. They do have Incineroar. That's not very good for me, but I can live with that. They have Tailwind, which means they're going to be slower. I think we're going to fake out into Tornadus because I'm pretty confident in Gastrodon's ability. We're going to bring in Spectre here, if at anything, just to reset the Intimidate drop into Necrozma here. One thing I don't want to do is lose that, because I feel like that's going to be our win con. Between Necrozma and Gastrodon. Nice, they went for Fake Out and Spectre, so that's a nice safe swap. Whoa, that must have been a crit. Yeah, that was a crit. Okay, great. I'm also noticing my face cam is lagging again. That's wonderful. Is that into... No, that's into Rillaboom. Okay. I'm fine with that. I don't like the amount of damage that just did to it. Or, I don't like that I lost Rillaboom, and I don't like the special defense drop into Spectre, but that's fine. In theory, Spectre is going to be slower than both of them. So... Gastrodon puts on a tremendous amount of pressure into Incineroar. Let's check our Trick Room turns. We have 2 turns of Trick Room. I think we're going to max Steel Spike into Tornadus. And I think we're going to protect Spectre this turn. Now, unless they go max Guard with Torn, we should be getting rid of Tornadus here. Because Necrozma hits like a truck. Yeah, let's try this here. We don't have to worry about Sleep Powder. We don't have to worry about Venusaur. And plus, hitting Kyogre is always nice. If they decide to switch in Incineroar, we can hit Kyogre with a Steel Spike to weaken it. I don't have any ground moves on Necrozma here because I'm Protect and Trick Room. I kind of debated on putting Earthquake on here just to have access to Max Quake, but my gut kind of went against that. But like I said in the intro where I was thinking about a serious Necrozma team, I might do that. I might take Protect off, put Earthquake on. I'm still thinking of running Trick Room as well, too. I should clarify that, but yeah. I'm still thinking of running Trick Room on a serious Necrozma team. I don't like that Parting Shot. I really do not, but that's fine. Photon Geyser is a special attack, so it'll do more damage regardless, depending on what stat we're hitting. So, yeah. We gotta get damage into Kyogre, though. That's the biggest thing. Kyogre's gotta get some damage into it. I think my opponent's Tailwind is gonna end very soon as well. Yeah, right there. So, we don't have to worry about that. We're gonna bring in Gastrodon for Spectre, because one thing I do like is when Trick Room ends, Spectre is gonna be faster than both of these things. So we're gonna max Mindstorm into Kyogre. We're gonna bring in Gastrodon, and then that way too. We'll get the Psychic Terrain up. That'll boost Photon Geyser's power output a little bit as well. So we'll bring in Gastrodon as well. And then whatever attack Kyogre wants to go for, if it's a Water-type attack, at least Gastrodon's going to get Storm Drain. That did nothing to Kyogre. I'm concerned. That said, Necrozma's only got a special or a physical defense boost, so I'm not opposed to switching it out once my max wears off. We're going to get our Citrus Berry. That's the one thing about with the weakness policy on being on Incin. I can't run weakness policy on Necrozma here. But, yeah. I think we're going to max guard here with Necrozma, and I think we're going to Scald into Incineroar. We got the rain in our favor. We're at +1. I don't... Oh, yeah, they definitely do not get Gastrodon here. And if anything, they're just going to supercharge this Scald. I don't think Incin lives +2 and in the rain. I really don't think this lives. Let's find out, though. Look at that HP, Guar. Look at that. Yeah. Goodbye, Incineroar. And, yeah. Necrozma can go down now. I can bring in Spectre and go for a Shadow Ball into that. We're going to Photon Geyser. We're going to Earth Power. We're going to see how much this does to Kyogre. They are still giving me attack boosts. Okay. I really hope for their sake their third attack is not Thunder. If it is, they're going to be in for a very bad time. +3 Earth Power. And Kyogre lived. So, that's fine. That's fine. We have Spectre. This is also my first time using Spectre as well. Prior to this video, all I did was use Spectre for letting my rabbit ride around and shoot Astro Barrage. But anyways, we're going to Shadow Ball and Earth Power, and that's going to be it. And my opponent forfeits. Okay, so there we go. That worked out much better than I could have asked for. Definitely a good idea not to bring my Incineroar. Necrozma did pretty good, all things considered. I'm very happy with that. Alrighty, so let's look for another opponent. Okay, we have another Kyogre team. This one consists of Kyogre, Latios, Zapdos, Incineroar, Rillaboom, and P2. So, outside of Incineroar and Porygon, I think I actually like Trick Room better than my opponent does. The Kyogre is a little concerning, but Incineroar actually likes their Incineroar, Rillaboom, and Latios. So I think that's one nice thing I can do. I think we're going to bring Porygon 2 and Rillaboom. Because then that way at least I have Fake Out. Maybe I'll bring Necrozma instead. Incineroar in the back. And Gastrodon looks pretty good into my opponent's team as well. But if I don't bring Spectre, I don't have a means of setting off my own policy. So, for the sake of argument, I think I'm going to bring Spectre. Yeah. I think I'm going to bring Spectre there. Because if at anything, at least I can Will-O-Wisp the Rillaboom. I can Will-O-Wisp the Porygon 2. Shadow Ball hits Latios. But I really do wish I brought Gastrodon, but that Rillaboom pressure is just really terrifying for Gastrodon. Even with the Rindo Berry, that's not great for me. So Porygon 2 and Incineroar. Okay. That's fine. I do not like the potential Fake Out coming into my Necrozma, but if I can knock off... Yeah, if I can knock off Porygon 2, that's not terrible. They also get Grassy Surge, which does not help them that much. So I think we'll knock off and go Photon Geyser into the Porygon 2. Yeah, I think that's fine. I think that's fine. One thing I'm worried about is getting faked out into Rillaboom. But Flare Blitzes Flare Blitz has to be tempting to my opponent. So, if I can knock off the Eviolite and get rid of Porygon 2, that's great. Because their Porygon 2 can also check Trick Room. Okay, someone's taken something from Incineroar. Let's see how much this Photon Geyser does. Alright, I like that. Oh, they are Will-O-Wisp. Okay. That's fine with me. They're going to foul play Rillaboom. That's not terrible, actually. I have my Incineroar. Now, I think what I can do is I think I go Trick Room. And I think I Grassy Glide. I don't think Porygon goes... Okay, they're going to withdraw. That's fine. Please be Kyogre. The Gorgeous Royal. Nope, it's Zapdos. Okay. We don't like that, but it's not the end of the world. So who's Flare Blitz coming into? Is it really? Yeah, it's Rillaboom. That makes sense. Leave the burned Mon on the field, but at the same time, that's quite nice. Now, depending on what they're EV'd to on their Incineroar, I can go for the Max Knuckle. Get that attack boost. We got our Trick Room up, which is nice. I feel like Zapdos Max is here. So, I can Photon Geyser into Zapdos. I gotta get rid of their Incineroar, because the Intimidate cycling is not great. So, I think we'll go for a Max Knuckle here. I think we'll go Photon Geyser into Zapdos, get a little bit of chip damage into it. They can't burn Incineroar too, which is nice. We know they have Flare Blitz. We know they have Will-O-Wisp. I'm assuming it's safe to assume... That sentence didn't work. English major right there. I think it's safe to assume they have Fake Out. Maybe Snarl? Yeah, I think maybe Snarl. We haven't taken any special attack drops in Necrozma, so at least Photon Geyser could potentially work off of the special attack stat. So it's not terrible. It could be a lot worse. If I were Solgaleo, I'd be a lot further in trouble, or a lot more in trouble. Yeah, man, I cannot talk. I really cannot talk. But anyways, we put them in berry range. We moved before them, so they must have some kind of speed investment into their Incineroar. Yeah, that's fine. Now we've taken a special attack drop, but hey, I like that my opponent went for the parting shot into the Necrozma, because now I'm at +1 on my Incineroar. We can probably get rid of Porygon 2 from that range with Incineroar. Now we probably won't, because they got our Prism Armor. Please don't confuse. Good. Okay. Alright. Right. I think we'll Flare Blitz into Porygon 2. I think we'll still Photon Geyser into Zapdos. Okay, that works too. Is this Incineroar or is this Kyogre? Nah, it's Incineroar. Okay. Not great, but we'll get Flare Blitz into Porygon 2, which is nice. They still have their Max, which is terrifying. But at least we can do that. Get rid of Porygon 2. We know they have Incineroar. We know they have Zapdos. Zapdos has a good amount of damage into it. I would assume, based off how my team is, I would assume the last one is Kyogre. Yeah, I would assume that. There's Zapdos again. Okay. I think we go for the Knuckle into Incineroar. I think we go Photon Geyser into Zapdos. I feel like this is probably the last turn of Trick Room. I should be paying more attention to that, but I'm not. Which is terrible, but anyways. We have Sun on the field now. This is my last turn of Max. I think what they do here is I think they bring in Kyogre, and I think they max it, which is not good for me. Zapdos didn't max, which is great. We'll get back up to +1. Yeah, that's not terrible. It went for Thunder. We got to dodge that. We'll find out where we're at for Trick Room as well. Yeah. Grass disappeared. I think that means we have one more turn to Trick Room. Let's see. Yeah, this is our last turn of Trick Room. So, I think we Drain Punch into the Incineroar slot. And I think we Photon Geyser into Zapdos. Okay, now they're going to max. So this is... That's a fastball. Yep, okay, that's Zapdos. I do gotta say, I like the aesthetic of the fastball on Zapdos. That Thunderbolt's pretty cool. I do like that. Did they not bring Kyogre? I mean, if they didn't, that's wonderful. That'll bring us back up to full. We're at +1. An Airstream could be very bad. Into Incineroar. Yep. That said, that's not terrible. That's our last turn of Trick Room. There's Kyogre. Okay. I think we protect, and I think we Trick Room. If we can get that speed up, and then that way Incineroar can Drain Punch Kyogre, that's great. This is gonna hurt. Yep. That definitely hurt. Please just gone for Scald into... I mean, there's no reason why they wouldn't. Okay. This is not going to be close by any means. Yeah, Necrozma's definitely taking this and dying. Yep. Yep. Kyogre just noped out my Necrozma. But that's fine. We get Spectre. We could Shadow Ball into the Kyogre slot. But I'm pretty sure there's no coming back from this. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's no coming back from this. We'll go for the Shadow Ball, though. Try to weaken Water Spout. We're still faster than the Zapdos. That's nice. Yeah, there's the Airstream. Right into Spectre. I'm surprised that wasn't enough to bring me to my Sash, but that's still not good enough. Kyogre's going to get me now. Yeah, Kyogre gets me here. Well, it is what it is. You win some, you lose some. Our best bet was getting Trick Room there, but we didn't get it. The only thing I could think of now is maybe if I'd gone double protect, maybe switched out Incineroar and tried to set it off with Necrozma, but at the same time, I don't think so. Like, if we could have burned their last turn of max, that might have helped. But I think the minute my max wore off, we did get Porygon too, but I think the minute my max wore off and they still had theirs, I think that kind of sealed it for me. But anyways, it is what it is. I'm alright with that. Good game to my opponent. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching this Necrozma and offensive Incineroar team in action. It surprisingly was not as much of a train wreck as I was expecting. 2 out of 3 is not terrible. I mean, it's a 66%. That's great. All things considered, I think I like the concept of offensive Incineroar, but support Incineroar is probably still best Incineroar. I had a lot of fun with this. We probably should have brought Gastrodon to that third match, or even Porygon too. Actually, Gastrodon would have been perfect for that last one instead of Spectre. I should have brought Gastrodon, but it is what it is. Hindsight is 20/20, and I am not, because contrary to how I look, I am not wearing my glasses. Therefore, I do not have 20/20 vision. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching today's video. This was fun. I have an idea for a more serious Necrozma Duskmane team, so we'll try that at some point. Probably before Series 11 ends, but if not, well, Series 12 is right around the corner. We can do it then. Anyways, I will see you guys next time.